welcome. Mark Mahan here, and this is Moments for the Master. I read about a mother, and she had two boys. She was raising her two sons in this Baptist church, but her husband was a godless man. He was viciously trying to stop his wife and his two children from coming to the house of the Lord. The pastor I read about went to see him. You won't believe what this pastor said to him, but it's true. The pastor went to see him and said to him, fine, you don't want your boys to attend church? Fine. Why wouldn't you live in Russia? Yeah, why wouldn't you live in Russia? You'd never be bothered with any Sunday school in Russia. Fact is, in Russia, it's illegal. It is illegal in Russia to have any kind of an evangelistic Sunday school. They're anti-God and anti-Christ and anti-church, just like you. Can you believe that pastor said that to that father? But it's true. Why don't you live in Russia? Move there and buy you a one-way ticket to Russia. Oh, not I, said the father. Not I. I wouldn't move to Russia. Well, do you want to know what the pastor said to him next? Here's what he said. I read what the pastor said. He said to him next, why don't you raise your family in a godless town? Why don't you raise your boys in a godless town where there's no church, and the women that are in that town, they're loose and here's a good word, they're floozies. Got plenty of those kind of women in that town for those boys. It's filled with godlessness and blasphemy and adultery and fornication. Why don't you move to a town like that and rear your boys in that town if you don't want them in church? Well, here's what the dad said. The father said, I wouldn't raise my boys in that town where there's no church. I wouldn't raise my boys in a town where it's so godless. Now here's the funny thing. That man walking down the streets of a city tomorrow, well, would he have a sign on him that says I'm a liar and a hypocrite? No. Would he have a sign on him that says I'm a liar and a hypocrite? He wouldn't. He receives those blessings from God and from godly people, but he makes no contribution to those godly people or to the quality of his society. He is nothing but a parasite. He walks down through the city as though he's made some kind of contribution to its moral and spiritual atmosphere. He walks through that city like he's made some kind of contribution to its sobriety and the atmosphere that he's raising his family in. You see, worldliness makes a liar out of all of us. It makes hypocrites out of all of us. Just like it did with Ananias and Sapphira in Acts in chapter number 5. Now, my master said this, ye are the salt of the earth. But if the salt has lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It's henceforth good for nothing. I would submit to you today that there are many who have lost their savor, and they are worldly. And my master said, that's being good for nothing.